We are reviewing The Trial of Habits. This is a book by Ali Khakzadi. Ali Khakzadi is, I would like to call him a very good friend of mine, because when he started writing the book, he sent me like a snippet of the book and said, one day when I publish this book, I'm going to give it to you and your book club members. And that's what happened. So about the book, so this is a book about habits. So in my interpretation is that we all have habits. We all have good and bad habits. But as individuals, we need to choose the habits that lead us to success. So that is the main theme of the book. Although it wasn't written in such a way that those self-help books, those 7 habits to be successful type of book, it's not like that. He wrote it in such a way that he tried to make it interesting, but we got the gist of the book, which is about changing bad habits to good habits. And we find we are following a man in this book, Mr. Ehen. So Mr. Ehen is a person who led a very unsuccessful life, and he got to a point where he took his body, his mind to court, to say, I am tired of this mind is not working for me, this mind is full of bad habits, and therefore I would like to take it to court because it's not leading me anywhere in life. And because of that, it is part of the bad decisions he's been making his life. He realized that he actually made a bad choice by taking his mind to his brain to court, because then they gave his body a new brain, and this brain had good habits. It was exercising, it stopped smoking, it had planning, everything he was doing, this brain was doing was good. And now the 12 jurors had to decide whether or not the brain was guilty, and if it was guilty, they were going to obviously kill it, and if it wasn't, if it was innocent, they were going to put it back to the body, and then he would then just have new habits that would lead him to success, because his body was a mess. He was smoking, he didn't take care of anything in his life, he was divorced, so everything he did, this mind with bad habits never did anything good for him. So at the end, the jurors decided that the mind was guilty. And the most interesting thing for me was that so the judge said to the brain, we're giving you a month to write a book about your experience, and when you write a book about your experience, we are going to have other 12 jurors, but not the ones they had in court. Okay, so the jurors were now going to read the book and then decide now for it. Is Ehen going to get his brain back or not? And the 12th book that the 12th person that was part of the jury was us, actually. So Mr. Ehen gave us this book, and he's now asking us to judge him. So now, based on the habits that were shared, his bad habits, and of course he's got good habits, but the dominating habits were the bad ones. So we as the jurors have to decide if his brain was guilty or innocent, and we have to give reasons why we think he should get his brain back. So yeah.
To the habits and the charges against him. Yes, it's not extraordinary things that happen, that do not happen to regular people, and these habits can be changed. So I don't believe the judgment of having his brain destroyed is correct. I think he should perhaps even be sentenced to some sort of brain community service type of thing, where he is forced to basically work on his habits, and work on the basic, the ones that feed the others. Because I mean, him being procrastination would be the reason. The reason he procrastinates is because he's too idle, you know, or the reason he procrastinates is because he's overly ambitious, and then he overwhelms himself, which then causes him to procrastinate. So by dealing with the basics that cause these bad habits would actually help him. But going to the extent of destroying his brain, I don't think would be a fair and sound judgment.
So
I would say he should go to a brain community service for.
So he's innocent, right?
No, he's guilty, but the sentencing is 180 days of brain community service in facility.
Yes.
This guy, yes, he is guilty. But if he is guilty, which means each and every individual in this planet is guilty, because most of these habits, human beings are doing them. So I'm thinking that the judgment could be, you could be taken to a rehabilitation center, and then to go and change those bad habits that he is used to. So according to me, the judgment is that let him not be harshly judged, but being taken to rehabilitation center.
Okay, so I don't think he's guilty because everybody has bad habits. So if he's going to be found guilty, then everyone should be found guilty of their bad habits. And I also believe that you can train the mind you just need to train the mind to do certain things, to change things. It's all in how much effort you put into it. So I don't think he should be found guilty. He just probably needs training and assistance and ways of how to change the bad habits that he has. But I don't think he's guilty.
So I was saying, if this was a crime, for example, let's say the habits that they include killing a person, you know, or assault or something, and then they've been occurring a number of times, and you don't get caught. But when we count the number of times they've been happening, you deserve to be punished for it. You understand? But in this case, I know that it's not that hectic because it's personal habits and whatever. But for me, personally, I think the brain should be found guilty. My reason is, if there's a guarantee, only if there's a guarantee, actually, only if there's a guarantee that the new brain that they are going to be installing will not
It won't
commit the same crimes. So now I would say do away with those bad habits. If there's a quick solution, let's get over and done with the quick solution and throw away the old brain. That's it. So I'm finding the old brain very guilty. It's too much. The bad record is too much.
Mr. Ehan, innocent. Although he has bad habits, and like Tifo said, we all have bad habits. And if bad habits are a crime, then all of us should be locked up, or all of our brains should be taken away. And then they should install new brains with new good habits. And if you can, like, if you put yourself in Mr. Ehan's shoes, there is your brain. You're looking at your brain in an aquarium. Then here is your body with a new brain that is really, like, that has all the good habits. If it was me, by now I would be, as that brain, I would be dying thinking, oh my gosh, I would have an opportunity to change these habits because I know how they affected my life. But now, if you're going to take away my brain and shut it down, and my body is going to continue with the good habits, but what about memories? Because the new brain will definitely won't have the memories that you had, that the old brain had. Your family, if you want to reconcile with your, like him, with his wife, because now he knows his mistakes. I mean, I believe in second chances, maybe 2 chances. But if it's the third one, then okay, sharp, we can take away your brain. But in this case, he took the courage to take his brain to court to say, this is a cry for help. I need help. I'm not successful. I've done so many bad habits that I don't know what to do with myself. So please just give me a chance. Just show me how life is going to be without this brain. So I find him innocent so that his brain can be restored and reconciled with his body.